All right, so we are going to begin Unit 3, which is linear functions and absolute value functions, functions that are made up of lines. We're going to take all of the things that we've learned in Unit 1 and Unit 2, which was the beginning of being able to analyze different types of functions, and now we're going to apply that information over and over and over again to the different families of functions. So the first type of function that we have is the most basic of all functions, which is the linear function. So we're going to start off talking about that. This is lesson 3.1. And the first part is just kind of remembering what a linear function is. So a function that is in the form, let me see if I can get this, that is in the form of f of x equals ax plus b. The value of a represents the slope of the line, and the point 0b as a coordinate is the y-intercept. All right, so you maybe have not seen these in function form before. When you're in Algebra 1, you start off learning y equals mx plus b. And all we're doing now is instead of writing things with a y, we are using function notation. It's just another way to write it. It's another type of notation. So y is the same thing as f of x equals mx plus b, and we're just changing that m to an a. So really what we have to think about is when you have a function that's in the form of f of x or y equals some number times x plus another number, right? That number in front of x, that is called the coefficient. When you have a number in front of a variable, the number that's multiplied to the variable, because this means m times x, some number times x, this number that's being multiplied by x is called the coefficient, and in this form, it is the slope of our graph, right? So remember that slope, just a little reminder, is rise over run, it's change in y over change in x, right? Okay. And then the y-intercept just means where it crosses the y-axis, where the function crosses the y-axis. So all of this should be familiar and not new, and maybe has been a while since you've done it, but we're going to do it now. All right. So we are given the conditions of the values of a and b. So remember, a is slope, b is y-intercept in this format. So in this case, a is positive, a is bigger than 0, that means a is a positive slope, and b is greater than 0. So that means it crosses the y-axis above the x-axis. So, or the y-intercept is positive, we can think of it that way. All right, so if we're going to draw a sample graph, we've got to draw a line that crosses the y-axis at a positive value. So it's going to have to cross up here somewhere where the y-intercept can be positive, and it's got a positive slope. And a positive slope means that the line is heading up as it goes to the right. So I'm just going to pick a point that's a positive. So I've got a positive y-intercept and a positive slope on my line. So that's a possible graph of what this line could look like, any line that has a positive slope and a positive y-intercept. So then it asks the question, through which quadrants does the graph pass, right? Well, remember, this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the only graph quadrant it doesn't pass through is 4. So it does pass through 1, 2, and 3. And you can write that as Roman numerals, or you can do 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't matter to me. All right, so I'm going to give you a moment to fill out the rest of this, and then you can move on to the next video.